Hello, everybody. This is the Kiwi Boss. So, Travis Banks back again with another exciting episode of What's Up with Wrestling. This is the Buzztalk podcast because you see, my name is the Kiwi Buzzsaw, so I put Buzz in front of Talk just to make it fucking pretty cool. What do you think, Jess?
You're not just a pretty face, are you?
No, I'm
You're
not
quite
just a pretty
intelligent.
face.
You're actually quite intelligent. You wouldn't think it. You wouldn't think it looking at you, but wow, yeah.
What a great way to start the podcast. As always, I'm joined by the lovely and so eloquent Jessica Jackson.
Hello, everyone.
Can you turn that tap over to the side?
Oh my gosh.
Because otherwise we're gonna hear the dripping on the tap on the microphone.
Travis has OCD. It's not just about hearing the
Why do you have
dripping
to
of the
put me
tap.
down like that? Stop it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with having OCD. I have it too, in another way.
Yeah, we know that.
You know, we're just being open and vulnerable with the listeners.
Yeah, we're just bearing our souls to the world.
So,
What? Tell me. Dime. Dime. Dime.
Dime, dime. Travis, I'm going to ask the question this week.
Okay.
What's up with wrestling?
Well, I'll tell you what's fucking up with wrestling. What have we been up to? Well, I'll tell you what we've been up to. Don't worry, I already have the answer. We've been to Monterrey for a very important show called Riot Lucha Libre.
Yes, that's right.
And first and foremost, before we get into the show, I want to just have a bit of a shout out. There was a guy, his name is Ray Destroyer, a little young kid, I think he's 22 years old, that suffered an injury. Something happened to him on the. I saw the video. He just looks like he collapsed. I'm not sure actually what happened, but yeah, he's in a serious condition in the ambulance, and everybody is very concerned for him. Everybody's doing the utmost they can. There's raffles online. If you go to Riot Lucha Libre on their Facebook page, there's a raffle to help donate to the family. Everybody's supporting. I know there's a show this coming week. I don't know if it's this week. Just
Yeah, it is. It is the 8th of March. It's on Sunday, I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, nobody really knows what's happened. Everybody's kind of waiting to hear some news, but I think the doctors, um, they don't really know what's going on either. All that we can say that we do know is that Riot are being very supportive since the moment it happened. Riot are being very supportive to him and his mom. They're trying their best to support them financially as much as they can, and that's why they're then hosting a raffle. The thing is in Mexico is there is a public health service, but it's very, very poor. And a lot of people don't have proper medical cover. So in order for him to get quick and high quality, effective treatment, he's had to go to a private hospital, which obviously costs a lot of money. So that's why everybody's doing shows and trying to support him and his family so that he can get that effective treatment and hopefully be okay. So yeah, he's still currently in the hospital at the moment in quite a severe critical condition. And just our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family.
And the show is in Monterrey. It's at La Terraza Alma on the 8th of March. It starts at 8:15. So if you can get down and support um, for a good cause, it's a very very sad situation to see. And yeah,
Either that, obviously, a lot of people probably won't be in Monterrey, but if you could look up the right page and maybe the promoter Freddie, he's given his account details that you can enter the raffle for 100 pesos. There are multiple different things that people have donated for the raffle, but even if you could just give 100 pesos, it's what, like $5 or £4, um, just to be able to then obviously raise money so that he can then help with the promoter. Freddie can help with the medical costs, which is what all of this is going towards.
yeah. So that's that. And yeah. So we wanted to mention that up top because fucking like it the thing was we saw him before the show, and obviously I say hello and whatever, and like you see a nervous kid like planning his like talking about his match and his hopes and dreams and stuff, and then you see something as horrific as this, and it just makes you really like be grateful for you know everything that you have, and
Yeah.
just I'm really really it's just a really horrible situation to for
Yeah,
everybody involved, obviously.
and whilst nobody really knows what happened in the ring, I think, nobody's quite certain about what actually happened to him. I think it just goes to show you how vulnerable you are when you put yourself in the ring, and how exposed you are to particular dangers. So, he's only 22. It's quite horrible. It's quite a horrendous thing for him to go through, but we're all hoping and praying that he pulls through.
hmm So that was a very negative kind of, not negative, but like
Sorry to start it
it
on a
started in
downer.
a downer. But yeah, we wanted to put that message out there. But as far as what's up with wrestling, we were on the Riot show as well, and for me personally, and for Jess as well, this show or a company is kind of known as the PWG of Mexico, and has the best talent. You know, hard hitting, strong style matches. And for me personally, well, that's my style, isn't it? So I really have wanted to get on this on the show for 2.5 years since we've been here in Mexico. And the thing is, it's just got to burying people. No, no,
Ooh,
no.
I wish we had like a sound keyboard, because when
Yeah.
you started saying like, "Oh, we were on the right show," and like a little round of applause, woo,
Yeah.
and now it's like dun dun
Dun, dun, dun.
dun.
No, again, with the speaking out movement and everything that's happened after that, and my reputation and stuff, me trying to rebuild it. There, when we first got here, we would have loved to be on Riot, but they felt that it was a risk. I would say
They had concerns,
they
which
had
is fair
concern.
enough. We're not stupid or inconsiderate of people's concerns, so we
hmm
understood why.
And they also have
It
like
took
a
a bit of
big
time.
they have a big American following as well. So we didn't want to jeopardize anything like for their business or anything like that, and we understood the risk that it would be to have me on their shows. Now, was there outside interference as well? Yeah, there was, and that's the honest truth. There was a lot of people out there trying to talk shit about it
Yeah, yeah,
and block it, and that's the honest truth, and
yeah.
it's the truth.
Yeah, Freddie was concerned about some reception to
Yeah.
you being on the show,
Um,
which is why he didn't book you for 2 years.
yeah.
Because there was somebody or some people.
Not somebody. Again, it's not just one person. There was many people, and I know if this person is listening, that they'll probably think it's them. It's not. It's a collective. You're not the only fucking person, man. So what I'm trying to say is like there was a lot of pushback when I first tried to approach that company.
And said, don't book Travis.
Yeah. So, but the good thing was we weren't here to just like sort of fuck around and just dip our toe in the Mexican wrestling scene. We weren't. We were here to like get serious about it and really put an effort into to being here and really care for being here and do good work and help companies and not just use it
Be a drain.
be a drain for it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or like just use it so like I could repair a reputation and move on. That was never the intention. As much as you want to fucking make that the narrative, whoever you are out there in listening world. No, but the thing was is it was just like it was important because I really wanted to work those types of shows and those types of matches, and I'd heard nothing but great things about Riot, and from the very beginning we've had a lot of great support in our corner. Um, just kind of actually just by a random happenstance, I guess would be the or like
Yeah.
just the way the fucking how it's fallen. Like when we first got here, we trained with Prometeo, Rex, and Kratos, who are part of the Riot family.
Yeah.
They've always looked out for us. We've always looked out for them. They've been good friends to us. They've always been pushing for us in Monterrey
Yeah.
and in Riot especially. There's
Yeah.
Eric Ortiz, who was the Riot champion. I had a great match when I first got here,
Yeah.
and he's been singing my praises for 2 years, and like to me that's like when you're singing somebody's praises and it gets fallen like on deaf ears, it must be frustrating for him, but like I appreciate that he kept pushing for me
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And then who else is there? There's those are like the main ones, but
The main ones. Not sure.
oh yeah, it's Shoro. I don't know. Is it Shoro? Is that his wrestling name? He's part of the Un-Mexicans. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Sharanko's on his Instagram. I don't know
yeah,
if that's his actual wrestling name, but it's not true. But yeah, but like even him as well. Like that, we've had so many guys here helping and pushing. And when we got on the show and we did it on the weekend, it was like for me, and I told you this, Jess, it was like a celebration of like all the people that we've helped and have helped us. And it was just a really, really happy, positive time um, for everybody involved.
Well, on that note as well, you also wrestled Renee Rocks.
Oh,
And
yeah,
how
sorry.
many
Yeah.
times have we mentioned him on this podcast already
Yeah.
about him being one of your best opponents, not only in Mexico, but throughout your whole career, and how he's always looked out for us and how he's been a really, really good friend. So he also made his debut in Riot, and you guys absolutely killed it.
Mm.
You killed it. You got 2,000 pesos thrown in the ring. The crowd were going crazy. They were so happy to see you both. There wasn't any negativity within that venue.
No.
Everybody was just up in absolute arms for your match. Not only just to see, because when you came out, you got a huge reaction, which we didn't know how it was going to go, but you got a huge reaction, and then your whole match was just on fire. You did absolutely insane, and that is not only to your credit, but it's also to Renee's credit as well. You guys are both incredible at what you do.
There's something to be said about like as we said before, like it being a very like enjoyable environment with a lot of your friends and family members. I see them as family members, and
Yeah.
to have a match with Renee and to just it was such a special moment for me personally, like to have that match with Renee in Riot that I've been trying 2 years to get into, in front of that crowd, and then at the end we got all that money thrown in the ring, and just fucking this is Riot chants and this is
Yeah.
Lucha chants, and I was honestly, I told you this, and I don't want to like sound like a fucking bitch, but I was genuinely like welling up because
Yeah.
of the frustration. And that's
And
what
the
I was thinking.
closed
And I,
doors.
I told you this was like all those closed doors and all the frustration that we've had with people trying to fucking put us down and stuff like that. And to have that reception with that opponent in front of that crowd, it just meant everything to me.
Yeah.
And
It's really, obviously, we have a lot of struggles day to day in the wrestling world, and it's been 2.5 years of grinding here in Mexico, but it's been 2.5 years of closed doors, of no's, of no replies, of maybe at some point in the future we'll see, oh, maybe you just need more time, maybe you need to speak about your situation more,
maybe
maybe,
maybe you need to apologize again online.
yeah,
Oh
after the
fucking hell.
40th time of doing it, or it's just, it's it was all like, it was so many no's and so many maybes and so many suggestions of things to do, that working this Riot show and just having that door be opened, not only for you but for us, and that you walk through that door and you burnt the place down, like, in a good way.
Well, that was that. Like I told you, like the weeks leading up to that match, I was just like, this. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna make sure that they didn't regret, even if they received some heat or something like that, that they didn't regret booking me. And fucking hell, like I don't think I could have expected anything better, really.
Yeah, yeah. And just on another note as well, I think it's really great to be able to walk into a locker room and you feel completely comfortable with everybody there.
Yeah.
Like, everybody in that locker room, everybody who works for Riot, they're so kind, so professional, so helpful, and just a joy to be around. The whole weekend with those guys was an absolute privilege to be a part of, and I can't sing their praises enough, because I think in wrestling you really appreciate the good people, and the people at Riot, they're good people. The people who work for Riot, they're good people. So, my heart was just so filled with happiness to be around all of these guys, all of you guys, and to be a part of that. And just every single match, they was killer.
Yeah.
And that's something that, speaks volumes for them as well, really.
Well, it was just top to bottom. The card was full with the talented individuals, isn't it? And
Yeah.
and I think like this about when I did PWG or whatever, we're all there for a certain reason.
Yeah.
We're not there for politics. We're not there for whatever bad intention wrestling may accrue sometimes. But like,
Yeah.
it just seemed like a bunch of passionate guys that just wanted to go out and kill it.
Yeah.
And you could tell it, and you could tell in the backstage that everybody cared about it as well.
Yeah.
And you had a great match as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
I told you did.
Yeah.
So Jess wrestled Lady Flammer.
Yeah. Current AAA Women's Champion.
And that's a great for you.
That's insane for me. That's awesome. Yeah. That's a fantastic opportunity. I was so happy when Freddie said that was going to be the match, and I knew it wasn't going to be an easy match. But it's again, Riot is a style that I like to wrestle, and to wrestle someone who's hard hitting like Flammer, it just goes hand in hand to just what I want things to be. So we agreed before the match that in the most professional way, we're gonna stiff the fuck out of each other. And it wasn't said like that either. It was just said let's go hard.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the great thing is, and this is what I always say, I like to work hard. Yeah. I like things to be hard hitting. I feel like I can sell things better. I feel like I can feel it more. Yeah. But nothing felt dangerous. So yeah, it was hard hitting, but I didn't feel like I was being punched in the face.
Yeah.
It was all so, it was good. It was just what I wanted it to be.
So I wanted to bring up the bit, obviously, I know you're no, you weren't it. But there's a bit in the match where she does a dive, right?
Yeah.
And you do catch some of her, but most of her goes over you.
Yeah.
And it's been memed and put online and stuff like that. And again, mistakes happen in wrestling. I've told you this 1,000 times. I know you'll cry. You shed a few tears about it. Let's just say it. Put it
Why
like
are you gonna bury me?
yeah, and that's it. I just finished it there. No, but what I'm trying to say was, but I know that they as in the girls from AAA sometimes have a reputation of things go wrong, they're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And as soon as that moment happened, in my mind when I was watching, I was thinking, well, this is going to be the make and break moment of the match.
Yeah.
Either it's going to go to shit now because you guys are flustered.
Yeah.
Or you're either just going to beat the fuck out of each other and then it's going to get really good.
Yeah.
And the latter happened.
Yeah.
She started stiffing you, but you were fucking just throwing bombs into her head and I was like, yeah. I was like, this is what wrestling's about.
Was it hot?
Oh yeah! You just hit me up in the box like the old man from the Muppets.
Oh yeah!
Oh fucking hell!
That's my gill.
Go girl. But I wasn't, and because I was standing next to Renee as we were watching the match, and I saw her stomping your head in the corner and stuff, and I was like, well, this is either gonna go one or two ways. Jess is gonna fold, or she's gonna get up and hit her, and then the next thing was oh yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. But sometimes, again, I'm not an advocate for dropping people on dives or fucking missing dives or not catching people or doing something dangerous in the ring. But sometimes you need a little fucking bit of a little bit of roughness or something that goes, oh fuck, that looked kind of real.
Yeah,
Did they actually mean that, or did that?
Yeah.
Because you hear it in the crowd, they're all like. There's an audible gasp, and then she gets up, she starts throwing fucking haymakers, and you're throwing haymakers, and the people are like, fuck yeah, these girls are killing it, you're killing each other, you know?
And that was a lot of the feedback from the match as well. It's oh, this is what it should mean to fight like a girl.
Yeah.
You know? And I think the crowd want to see girls just beating the shit out of each other.
Well, I've told you this again, it might be a controversial take, who knows? Oh, might get cancelled again. But there's something to when shit goes wrong, not even wrong, when stuff looks a little more rougher in women's matches, you're like, holy fuck, what is going on? Are these girls actually angry with each other? Because 9 times out of 10 in the backstage, they probably are already angry at each other. Yeah. You know what I mean? So to see it out there, you're like, shit, there's something going wrong. And then you guys are just haymaking each other, or just getting a little rough with each other. And there's something visceral about seeing that inside you. I don't know, something from the caveman days or something, seeing people just try and go at it. But and to see that, it just kind of just picks you can feel it, your heart beats oh fuck, these people are gonna fucking start fighting for real. That's what it feels like when that happens in your match, especially.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, there wasn't any anger, there wasn't any we both got back after and we were both happy with how it went. Um, so all in all, like, it's great,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of positive feedback.
Well, I should say as well, like they've been asking for a female match in Riot for a long time,
Yeah,
and to give them that match, and also too, like I know, like for you personally, like you were a little unhappy with some parts in here and there.
yeah, but that is because I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah,
So when anything goes wrong from either my end or from her end,
yeah,
when things don't quite go exactly as I want in terms of timing, or I forget something, or one of my moves doesn't quite go right, or I don't take her move, or anything like that, I beat myself up over it. Whoever's fault it is, I always beat myself up over it and blame myself.
yeah. But like I was telling you as well, like at the end of the day, like you need to see the bigger context of the match. Like if you just watch that out of context and not being
Yeah,
involved in it, like
yeah,
obviously you are in it, but like if you just watched it like I did, I was like,
yeah,
oh, these girls just beat the fuck out of each other,
yeah,
and then then it finished and it just looked really rough and like stiff, but
yeah,
like in a good
in a good
sense,
way.
yeah, like a good back and forth match. Whereas like again, like not to bury Lucha Libre, but a lot of stuff doesn't really like make a whole lot of logical sense. It
Yeah,
usually is just like big moves, car crash style type of wrestling,
yeah,
and then to see like a logical girls match like with hard strikes and fucking big like falsies and stuff like that, false finishes, was like, oh shit, people don't
yeah,
see this type of girls match here
yeah,
in Mexico a lot.
yeah.
So like when I watched it, I was like, cool. And I know you were upset, and I was just like, no, 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 it was good. It was really good. It was really good.
It's just having to not be a perfectionist and
Yeah.
learn to enjoy the moment, because like you said, in terms of the match as a whole, like, the crowd reaction was great. Like, I was super over, which I was really surprised about, and everybody, including yourself and like Renee, had given good feedback. So like, I need to learn to enjoy living in the moment and not dwell on each individual negative and then think it's a bad reflection of me as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do. I go, oh, this one thing went wrong. Oh my gosh, I am terrible. I am the worst. Like, everybody's going to laugh at me. So Travis is showing me a photo of himself in underwear
No, no,
for context.
no, no, sorry. It's just to tell everybody what I'm showing.
I'm just bleeding my heart out
Yeah,
here, and you're just like, hey, look at this photo of
I was
me.
looking for questions, but anyway, but he put this up. My coach that I've been doing a bulking plan with put me up, put a photo up. That is actually pretty crazy, to be honest. I
Yeah.
want to see that photo side by side. Look at my legs, bloody chicken legs there.
I mean, they're not chicken legs, but you can definitely see how you put size on. Like, especially in your arms, your
Oh,
shoulders.
beautiful, beautiful. No, that's good. But yeah, no. But as I said to you on the day and this morning, and the many conversations that we had about it, is like I would be really proud. Like to also too, you got to remember you're still relatively new in the business, and to have like a style of match like that with somebody who is genuinely a name in the business.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I was like when I was that young, I was having those types of matches
Yeah.
against like names. You know.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I've got to remember where I am and just be real with myself. Not let emotions aren't fact, and I have to.
Facts aren't feelings. All right, Ben Shapiro. I'm gonna get this podcast cancelled.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, I let my emotions dictate a lot of my thoughts, and I struggle to kick it sometimes, especially in the moment, and especially when you see like a meme of yourself. Like, I shouldn't let that stuff affect me. And in the like the day after, I got over it relatively quickly. But in the moment, it's like it stirs me up so much.
Yeah, but like I've told you this as well. Like memes and stuff online are like in it, and especially if you're looking for reviews. Like I used to when I was Progress Champ
Yeah,
of all times, I was out there looking for validation of what I was doing.
yeah,
Like I would have a good say I had my match with like Matt Riddle or something,
yeah,
and then immediately I'll be on Twitter looking for the validation that that match was good. Even though I knew within myself that it was good, the crowd were hot, the crowd were happy, it still wasn't enough to validate my own thoughts. Like if and then if I saw, well, so oh well, fuck, we'll get into it actually. There was a just to give you a good example, I suppose. Right before the pandemic, I did a show at Riptide,
yeah,
and there was two matches. There was one against Neon Cassius, and then the second one was against Chuck Mambo. And I myself was feeling very down about wrestling at that time. Um, Anxiety, depression, I don't know, just something wasn't right with wrestling. I wasn't fulfilled at NXT UK, and I really wanted to get back to like kind of my roots of like indie wrestling in terms of like really fucking long, move heavy, fucking strong style matches. And at Riptide, I was able to have two of them in the same day. And I remember because you drove me. This is
Yeah.
when we just started sort of seeing each other, wasn't
Yeah, it was.
it? And I remember like just the fucking like elation and like excitement I had after those matches because they were so well received.
Yeah.
And I was so happy that like I was back, or
Yeah.
I was feeling all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I went on Twitter to validate myself, and I saw one tweet that said all Travis Banks does is kick, or something like
Yeah.
yeah, it was something like all Travis Banks does is kick. And usually, well, especially now, that wouldn't even phase me. But like back then, I like responded to it. I don't remember what the fuck I said.
I didn't even know if you responded to it, but I
I
remember.
think I responded and I deleted it, didn't I?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But what I do remember is I remember the whole journey home when you should have been excited because you were excited after
Mhm.
both of those matches and you were on cloud nine, and then you could not get this tweet out of your head. You
Yeah.
could not get it out of your head.
And I and to be honest, I feel sorry for a lot of the young wrestlers that still value those tweets and those reviews and stuff like that. Because as I said, when I was Progress Champ, like I would read the reviews and
Yeah.
if people would star rate my matches or whatever. And like in hindsight now, but no, to be honest, even then, I didn't think it was good. I was like, this is unhealthy, but I'm
Yeah.
still going to do it.
The thing is, I think it's hard because it's what I said to you after the match. I felt like I worked really hard on Friday. And I can imagine for a lot of wrestlers, when they feel like they put that all into a match and they work really hard, they've thought about it, they've put energy, they've really tried to like bring the best side of themselves out and give everything to it. And then if the first thing that you see is something negative, it feels like all of that hard work has just kind of gone to waste.
Well, actually, now that you mention it, that was kind of like my Progress Championship run.
Yeah.
Like I really put a lot of effort into that, and then I don't know if anybody who's listening is aware of this, but like what happened was I was the big face champion, and then slowly but surely, because the booking was horrendous, the fans started turning on me,
Yeah.
right? And in hindsight now, like I don't like I it wouldn't even phase me. Like I would just lean into it. But at the time, I was so like wrapped up and tied up in like having good matches and impressing people and like making sure that the fans like me that it really hurt me. And it was like the third match with Matt Riddle and they completely turned on me. They did this thing where like Jonah Rock was in the country and Matt Riddle was in the country and they put up like a poll and they're both faces and I'm
Yeah.
the face champion.
Yeah.
And this is where the booking like fucked me over. They kept putting me against faces. And then I don't know why, but anyway, it was some big deal online. I can't remember really. But like but then I remember Noah just booing me in this Matt Riddle match. Yeah. And I remember after that match being so fucking
Yeah.
upset and hurt that they had turned on me like they had because I put so much fucking effort into making them like me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Um,
All that you wanted to do is go out there and entertain them and put on a good show.
just have the fucking sickest
Yeah,
matches
and
that I
have the
could.
sickest matches, and yet
Yeah.
that wasn't good enough.
And the thing was, so then like I would start listening to what they were saying online. So they would go, "Oh, Travis always kicks out at one," because I used to do that at Fight Club a lot.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was the bloody style. No, at the time we all used to do it. No, but we did. Everybody's
Yeah.
matches were like, "Oh, big falsy moment. There's a big kick
Yeah.
out at one."
But that's how Fight Club made its name as well.
Not just Fight Club, but it was in progress. It was
Yeah.
happening in progress as well. But
Yeah.
like we were all doing it, me, Pete, Tyler, everybody,
Yeah.
because it was kind of like a cool thing to do
It's the
in that moment.
excitement.
Yeah.
Adding the excitement.
And they started online. They started going like, "Oh, all Travis does is kick out at one." So I was like, "Fuck them! I'm gonna show them."
Yeah.
So every match, I made sure I never kicked out at one for like a year and a half as I was champion, right?
Yeah.
And then and then people were still saying it. He always kicks out at one. I never did, never did.
Yeah.
And then I had this match with Riddle, and I made him kick out of my finisher from the top rope at one.
Yeah.
Because I was like, fuck these fans, I'm going to show them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did my finisher from the top rope. Riddle kicked out at one. And there was all these tweets like, classic Travis Banks always kicking out at one. And I was like, you mother, like, but this is the
This
sickness.
is how it's so like
This is
wrong
the
and
sickness.
warped.
This is the sickness of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Like everything's warped. And like,
Yeah.
if you tell a narrative, people will just go along
Well,
with it blindly.
and yeah, it does feel like their vision is narrowed because they just took it in that someone kicked out at one and they went, oh, Trav.
Oh, Trav did
But
it.
that's what happens with every issue or everything. They like ignore the facts that are right there in front of them, like plain as day, black and white, and go, well, this is this.
So yeah, so what I'm trying to say is like I understand your frustration like to it and like wanting to do good and stuff like that. But that's also where like my pushback to you is like don't worry about it so much because really at the end of the day like it didn't matter. That was my issue. Like my issue was I cared too much about like no obviously you want to care what the public think because you want to do a good job, but like I don't want to fucking get into the weeds of the public as well. You know,
you don't have to care so much about or put your worth in the little things. I think that's what it is, and that's what I tend to do. It's if there's a little thing that goes wrong, that's where all my worth lies. Not in all of the other spots and moves and everything that we've done before that's great and that's got a good reaction. It's like no, my worth's not in that. It's in this little thing, and that's actually not the case. It's the other way around, and that's what I have to try and remember.
and like there was a few things that I know we've talked about that you thought fucked up in that match, but I was just like, but that's not the important part to remember. The important part to remember is how is that crowd reacting, and did you get to the finish safely? And you did both, and that people will take away from that match more so than the moves. They won't go, oh, you remember when fucking this person did a fucking backflip, whatever. They'll go, those girls beat the fuck out of each other. Yeah. That's what you want. You want them to feel something about that match. Yeah. You know.
Well, we weren't the only ones who beat the fuck out of each other. You and Renee.
Yeah, we already talked about it. But we did.
We talked about it in the detail that we should talk about it though, because you're sitting here with a black eye right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that me and Renee knew that this is this is an important moment for us.
Yeah.
You know, and again, like you can sit here and go, oh, it's only an indie level thing, but it's at the moment, especially with all this reputation repair we're trying to do, it's like it's the small wins. And we always say that we just need a win.
Yeah.
We just need a win, and this to me was a fucking win.
It's a big win.
Again, I told you like I was laying on the mat after the 3, and all the coins started hitting me, like just as I was laying there.
Yeah.
Like as in all the money was getting thrown in the ring, and to me I was like, fucking hell, like this is like everything that I wanted from this match.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just was like fighting back tears, and and as I said before, I was just sitting there thinking of all the fucking people that have like held us down.
Yeah.
But so I guess so it's like it goes like this, right? So like I was thinking about all the people that held us down, but through hard work and like just fucking good, decent performances, like you can repair your reputation somewhat. Yeah. Like just let your work speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Speak for itself. Sorry. And that was all that was running through my head, and like that was it was making me like a sense of pride.
Yeah.
Like I was really proud that like we'd gotten this moment, and the thing, and also I was also thinking not in the ring because there's obviously a lot to think about, but like I was thinking just how when I first met Renee, like he booked me for that first SCW show, and I missed the bus.
Yeah.
I missed the bus, but he still paid for like well I don't know, he changed the ticket or whatever, and that first show was so important. You know, it's built to this moment that we had on the weekend. Yeah. And, you know, you can't...
Year and a half in the making.
There's so many things in wrestling that, like, you know, oh, do you regret not being in WWE? And all this, like, you know, people ask those sort of kind of silly questions. And then you think about a moment like that on the weekend, and I'm like, how the fuck could I ever replace that moment?
Yeah.
How could I ever regret leaving WWE when there were so many cool moments like that to come,
and so many great people that you've met,
and so many great people as well that really fucking genuinely care. And here's the thing, not fucking fake care, not fake care to fucking like
bolster their own name or
bolster their own name, or like you get something out of you when you're on top, and then when you're fucking not on top and your social standing goes down, like they just ghost you. Like that's not these people that we've met now.
Yeah.
Because we came to Mexico at the bottom.
Yeah.
So they were friends with us at the
At the
bottom,
bottom.
and they've helped rise us back up.
Yeah.
That shit always goes through my head, and
yeah.
I was just really, because Renee won the match, and I was really fucking happy that he got to have a moment like that in his career.
Yeah, he deserves it. And what's so nice is, Renee's always been so good to us, but through your matches with Renee, he's helped to rise through the Mexican scene and get eyes on him that those eyes weren't on him so much before, and they should have been because he's incredible. But those matches with you has helped to give him some exposure to the point now where he's booked on a show like Riot and he's killed it, and he's gotten over with the crowd. I'm sure the crowd will be itching to have both of you back.
That's this is the fucking thing. Remember to back up a little bit. Remember when all this Bandito shit that went down like 2 years ago, and we put up that statement, the writing.
Yeah.
At the end of that fucking thing, I wrote something like, "I want to leave wrestling better than when I fucking started."
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh fuck, you should be out of wrestling." Blah blah blah. No, this is the real fucking thing that I meant.
Yeah.
These moments are the reason that I still wrestle. And that I can leave wrestling better than when I started.
Yeah.
I can give somebody else a helping hand.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like I'm the one to do it or I'm the gatekeeper to it or anything like that. For me, I'm passionate about helping people who have talent fucking like rise. And and that's why I'm so proud of like the stuff that me and Renee have done.
Yeah.
And that's all I've ever wanted. I just want I want the business to be better, like even if it's in a smaller sense like that.
So what was your favorite moment in your match with Renee?
Fucking end when all the money was coming down. No, there's a thing to be said of like when you've had a sick match and that final 3 happens and you're just laying there. There is like something like that, and I told you this before, and it goes back to my Fight Club matches. When you're in those back end falsies of a sick match, and I'm not thinking about what moves are to come. I'm just in the moment. There's a big moment, say, and the crowd are going, "This is wrestling" or whatever, and they're fucking cheering and chanting, and you're laying there on the mat, and it's like it's a double down falsie or something, false finish, and you're both laying there. You can just feel the fucking crowd, and you're like fucking 20 minutes deep into a match, and you're like, "Fuck, this is awesome," and I'm not even thinking about what's to come. I'm just sitting there in the moment. Those are the best fucking times, like of all those matches. And then obviously the 3, because then you're done. I don't have to do anything else.
I've done it. I've accomplished it. I've got through it. It's done.
We sealed the deal. It's fine.
Yeah.
So that was, I think,
Well, I just want to say I'm so happy for you and I'm so proud of you. And
I'll see what you do.
What? And I think this is just the start of great things to come.
Yeah. And then next week, I'm back in Monterrey.
Yes.
Against Baby Extreme for Ultra Pro Wrestling for the heavyweight title. And I want to fucking kill it again. I'm like, I feel fired up to do it.
And Baby Extreme is the right person to have a match with when you're feeling fired up.
Yeah. And then the next week after that, as we've been told, we have a big fucking show for Roberto Figueroa.
Yeah.
He's the announcer for AAA, but he's running his own shows. I think it's in association with Lucha Time, his promotion.
Yeah.
And it's me, Ivan Rokov, Russian guy, and Hedi Karawi from France versus Conan Big, Ariola, whatever the fuck his name is, and Symbolo.
Yeah.
Ariola is like a UFC fighter.
Yeah.
And Conan Big, it's his retirement match. Now, as far as we've like been told, this fucking show's in a stadium.
Is it really?
I hope it's in a stadium that's full of people.
That is full of
it might not be. It might just be like a little part of the
pitch. Yeah. Which would still be pretty cool though.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, whatever.
Even if it's a good setup or whatever, it's be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the match will go, but I'm gonna give it my fucking all.
Yeah.
Because I'm fired up. So.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on?
Should we move on?
Have you got questions?
I do have questions. Let me check it. Okay.
You've not got your little notepad today. Where's your notepad? Oh, okay. You got your question on your notepad.
Don't patronize me with my little notepad.
I'm not.
I'm organised.
I like your little notepad.
Okay, here we go. Rightio.
Yeah.
Are you both coming back to Riot?
Oh.
Just talking about it for the whole time.
I genuinely hope so. I would love to be a staple figure of the, I guess, starting women's division maybe if they're gonna put any more women's matches on. But it would be an absolute honor to return to Riot. So
Yeah, and for me too, like obviously, yeah, like I would love to have that match again with Eric Ortiz, and I know Eric really wants to have that match again, and I feel like we will, fuck it, just in front of that crowd, we'll just have the best match of all time. But also too, a lot of that roster is pretty fucking stacked. You know, Latigo, Arias, Toxin,
yeah,
Iron Kid, Baby Extreme,
Taurus.
Artemis, Taurus, um, all of them. Fucking Willie Banderas was there, Tiger
Yeah,
was there.
yeah,
Every single wrestler, I think I could have a fucking pretty sick match with.
a
Yeah,
thousand percent.
yeah. So like, yeah, I would love to come back, and I
Yeah,
feel like there's a lot of
there's a lot of great talent there,
to
and
have as
yeah,
wrestlers.
yeah,
So that's that. Okay, are you planning to wrestle in any other country?
yeah. Maybe.
I mean, yeah, of course. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
it depends
I
what
mean,
opportunities present
yeah,
to
we don't
us.
have any plans like set in stone now. I know we were looking at a Guatemala booking, but I think they got cancelled. But to me, I've wrestled in 15 or 16 different countries now, and I'm always looking to add to the list of that. I would love to go to Panama,
Yeah,
Argentina.
yeah.
Puerto Rico is obviously a big fucking wrestling. Well, it has been a big wrestling territory in the
Yeah,
past. So
love to
that
go to Canada to wrestle.
I mean, I've been there before, but like I would love to
For
go back.
me, for
Yeah.
me
Oh, yeah, for you
personally, yeah.
personally, yeah. Yeah.
Obviously, I would love to go to Japan. I'd love to wrestle more in the States. We both have a shared passion for traveling, and I think to be able to travel the world and wrestle, that's a huge, huge goal of mine. And I know it's something that you love to do as well. So the more that we can do it, the happier we'll be.
I don't think there's any like greater feeling than just like as much as like depends which airport is like what the show is, but like just traveling and wrestling,
Yeah,
like flights to places,
flights,
hotels,
hotels. Yeah,
is like it's just like wow, we're fucking living the rock star life. It feels like
yeah, yeah. It's really cool.
not so much in Mexico when we're doing like long distance van
Long
trips.
distance van, long distance trips in little vans for like 11 hours. You don't feel like a rock star, but a 2 hour flight to somewhere in a hotel or whatever is pretty cool, and it's always fun. So
Yeah, so yeah, and then I've got one more question.
oh,
It's from my good friend Dan McCullough from New Zealand. Shout out to
oh,
Dan. I know he listens.
shout out.
Um, what? Oh shit! Fucking hit the fucking mic.
Oh my gosh, you normally have a go at me for that. Ooh,
What?
shoes on the other foot today. No, I'm joking.
Thank you. What WCW dudes have you wrestled or slash met? Do you know
Oh,
Jess?
yeah.
Who do you think?
LA Park.
Okay.
Um, who else? Soon Hoovertude. The
Well,
Juice.
we've met him before. Well, I've met him before.
You've met him. I haven't. Soon to be wrestling the. You wrestling him
I don't know yet.
or just it's working for his promotion.
Yeah, hold on. I'm bringing up a list. I'm bringing up a list
Um,
of all WCW wrestlers. There's 248 of them. Holy fuck. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna go down them as we go. All right, see if you've met anybody.
okay.
So AJ Styles,
Well, I've not
you've
met.
not met him.
I've not met him. You have.
Yeah, I trained with him in New Zealand for IPW. He came over. He did a tour with NWA, TNA, and yeah, we got to train and wrestle around with him. I feel like I met him on other shows as well, but yeah, so that was pretty cool to be
That
honest.
is cool.
Try no, uh,
Um,
fucking hell. I feel like I have met some of these people, but I'm not 100% sure.
you met Booker T.
Oh yeah, I met Booker T. Funny. I'll tell you. Funny story about Booker T.
I'm not sure if you've actually told me this.
Yeah, yeah. It was at WrestleMania backstage because
Okay.
I don't know if you know. I used to work for WWE,
Oh,
and we're in catering. It might have been Royal Rumble actually. I actually think it was the Royal Rumble, and I'll tell you why. Because
yeah.
while I was watching the Rumble, eating food, and Randy Orton was sitting next
Ooh,
to me. Yeah. And anyway, so we're all lining up for the catering. Like you
yeah.
just stand in line, grab a plate,
Yeah.
It's all like a buffet, whatever.
Okay, yeah, we all know that you was backstage at WWE, you got catering, and anyway, get to the story.
I got some bloody chicken wings. It was no, I can't remember, but
All free.
yeah, everything was free.
Oh
Everything.
my!
It was the best
Oh
part.
my!
If you're not doing anything,
Oh,
you just spend the whole day at the buffet.
that is the absolute dream, isn't it?
And yeah, so we're all lining up, and as I'm plating up my dish, I just hear like the whirring of like a hoverboard. You know those fucking like those hoverboard things, those wheel. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
I don't
yeah. I
know.
know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah,
And Booker T came in the room in a suit on a hoverboard with a plate in his hands, and he like hoverboarded up next to me, and he was just like, "Hey, what's up?" He plated up his food, like backed out, reversed out on the hoverboard, and just hoverboarded
No
off.
way. With a plate of food.
Yeah,
No
his,
hands holding on to
the
anything.
absolute fucking control he had of that hoverboard.
Oh
I tell
my
you.
gosh. What skill? I'm really impressed by that.
Yeah, no, it was crazy.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a
Let's
great
keep
story.
going. I feel like I've met some of these, but I don't remember. Oh, I've met Mick Foley before.
Awesome.
It was at a OTT show.
Yeah.
And he was a special guest on the show. And yeah, he was the nicest person of all time.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say that. Don't
And
they?
the thing is, because you've always got to kind of tell your story about, like, if you see like a celebrity, I feel like you have to tell them how they've impacted your life.
Oh yeah.
And I had to tell him, I was like, I bought your book, and the reason that I'm wrestling is because of your book. And he was just like, oh, thanks, Matt. Like, he's just really nice
You're
about
probably
it.
the 40th person
Yeah,
that
yeah.
day to have said that to him.
Chris Benoit I never met. I do have a piece of his tights in my fucking. Uh, what do you mean? What are you looking at me for?
I don't know you told me that either.
One of my friends got me a little memorabilia card with like a little slither of his tights. It was like signed by him and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and it's in my it's in one of my like airplane like folder things where all my documents are. So yeah, and also I saw him wrestle live once, but I didn't get to meet him. Didn't met Jericho or Chuck Bull. No. Dave Taylor he used to train
Yeah.
us at the PC.
That's cool.
Dave wrestled his son. David Arquette never. Dean Malenko I met. He was a producer somewhere. WWE obviously. I think. I don't remember exactly where I met him. What else we got here?
Finley.
I feel like I met Finley. He would have been a producer at one of the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glacier, I have not met, but that is my number one. He's the reason that I got into wrestling. If I get to have a match, because I know he's still wrestling, so
Oh, is he?
if I get to have a match with him, that would be fucking.
That would
awesome.
be the
and I'll
dream
tell
for
him,
you.
hey, you're the reason that I
That
got
would
into the race today.
that would be the dream.
Then he'll cry on it, kick my head off. That was his finisher. It's a super kick. If we get into like the luchadors, it'll be way. We're like
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Honky Tonk Man I met one time in Purton in the UK, and I asked him if he watched my match, like to get advice,
Yeah.
and he goes, oh, I can't do his accent, but he was just like, oh man, I don't watch any matches. He goes, I don't care that much.
Where did you say you met him?
In Purton?
In Perth.
No, not Purton. Fucking Preston.
Preston. I was
Preston.
gonna say
For
in the little town of
PCW.
the little village.
Of Purton.
Ta-
He's just
of
walking
Perth,
down the road.
you're just walking down the road. I was so confused for a
Yeah.
second.
Jake Roberts, I've wrestled. Jake the Snake Roberts, I've shared the ring with. He's given me a DDT, which is pretty crazy, I think. Jeff Jarrett, I met a few times. Handshake, deal only. Just hello, how are you doing? What else we got? I met Jimmy Hart. He was super nice. And when I
that's
told him that I wasn't WWE at the time, and I told him because it was like some convention.
Yeah.
And he was like, after I told him, he was like just talking to me the whole day.
Oh,
and I was
really?
thinking, this is the coolest.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Loving every second.
Jim
of it.
Ross I met with WCPW. He called one of my matches. I called a few of my matches actually, which is actually pretty crazy to think about.
That's awesome.
I feel like I met Jushin Liger. I don't remember exactly. Juventud Guerrera, obviously.
Yeah.
No. I've talked to Conan before.
few times.
And we'll leave it at that.
Yep.
La Parka, yeah, I wrestled LA Park, which is pretty
You know who's coming up, don't you?
cool. Oh yeah, Mark Ginger.
Mark
Oh, he's
Ginger.
cool.
Yeah.
We'll shoot him a message later. How are you, brother?
We actually met him a couple of weeks ago.
I think we said it on the last podcast.
Did we? Yeah. But he was really, really cool anyway. Yeah. That's good. That's nice.
I've met Mean Mark Callis before.
Ooh,
That's the Undertaker.
I know who that is. And this is a story about you sharing the lift with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was at a WrestleMania weekend, and I was going down to the gym, and everybody was staying at the same hotel. And as I got in the lift to go down, he came in the lift, and I was like, "Fuck, oh shit!" And I just kind of turned. I was like, "Hey man, I'm Travis from NXT UK," and he just goes, "Mark." I was like, in my head, I was like, "I know who you fucking are. How dare you?" You think I'm stupid? No.
It's just in your head going, keep it cool.
Keep cool.
Yeah.
Don't do anything. Don't stand weird. That's what I was thinking. I was like leaning up against the wall or something weird.
Like whatever you do in this moment, do not develop Tourette's.
Yeah. Fuck. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. Norman Smiley, you've met.
I have met Norman
You've
Smiley.
trained with. Oh, you did your.
I did the Contra las Cuerdas with him.
Netflix show.
The Netflix show, and he's awesome.
Yeah, I met Paulie before. Paulie Dangerously. That was pretty cool.
Psychosis.
I won't name who else I fucking met with them at the same time. Oh, you don't want to get cancelled.
Oh gosh, you're gonna have to tell me that later.
Yeah, Psychosis. I met Rey Mysterio. Actually, funny story. I was in a battle royal with Rey Mysterio, and we didn't have any spots to do with each other. But to make sure that we solidified that I had wrestled him, I just touched him on the head.
Oh really?
as I was grabbing somebody out of the corner, he was like there, and I went stop, just to say that I had done it. I didn't imagine I touched Rey Mysterio. I mean, I met Raven.
Yeah, he was one of the reasons.
One of the reasons that I fucking got into
wrestling. He was the start of your story.
Pretty much. Yeah. Ricky Steamboat I met.
Robbie
Brooks had trained me.
Cool.
Brooks had trained me at NXT UK.
Have you gone past LA Park?
Yeah, we did. We already said it.
Okay.
Sabu I've met. He was on a couple shows with me. I remember if I met those guys. Shane Helms, he was a producer at WWE when I was there. What else we got here? Where's all the bloody luchadors?
I know.
Yes. Stephen Regal, William Regal, obviously trained us at NXT UK. Big part of my story as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just going down the list. Ted DiBiase, he managed another team in New Zealand. In New Zealand, it was like heels versus faces.
Yeah.
And he managed the face team, and I was in the heel team.
Oh, that's cool.
Terry Taylor, he was a trainer at the PC. I met him. Obviously, talked to him a lot. He actually helped me out a lot. He had great advice as well.
This is crazy.
Yeah, actually, the fact that I've met this many people,
I know.
And Vampiro, obviously, we talked to him a little bit.
Yeah. We did a FaceTime with him.
Ultimate Dragon, we're on that show with him. Where's all the bloody luchadors?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me go WCW luchadors real quick. Go.
Okay.
Here we go. Rey Mysterio already said. Juventud Guerrero, yes. Psychosis, yes. Chavo Guerrero Jr., yes, I've met him.
Not for me.
Conan, yes. What the fuck? Super Callow, we met at IWIG.
Oh, cool.
Diamond Dallas Page. I feel like I met him backstage somewhere. Because I remember him being a real nice guy. I can't even fucking think off the top of my head.
I'll tell you one. Is it X-Fly?
Oh yeah, but he was in ECW.
Oh, was he in ECW?
Yeah, ECW.
Okay.
Ones off the top of my head that I don't think that I've said are super crazy, obviously. But I don't think he was. Was he in WCW? I can't even remember if he was. Psychosis, obviously. Who's the other guy in the Mexico?
Should I Google it? Mexicals?
Oh, I don't fucking buy having a mind blank. Oh, it's even too Guerrero. What am I talking about?
Oh, yeah.
And and then who else is? I'm trying to think. Super Callow, obviously. The Villanos were in WCW. We met some of them and their sons.
Yeah.
Damien 666 obviously was in WCW. I think he's only in there for a short period of time.
Okay, yeah. Oh, he's a super nice guy as well.
Yeah,
He's cool.
yeah. But so we're probably missing out so many fucking people.
The crazy thing is, you actually had a match with LA Park.
Yeah,
And
that was like
Nacion.
that was a big thing for me as well.
Yeah.
Like he was like my favorite luchador from WCW.
Yeah.
And he wanted to work with me as well specifically, and that was like a huge honor for me too.
And he's also, because I've seen him a few times after that show.
Yeah.
He's always been super nice.
Yeah.
He's always been like giving me a big hug, and obviously he doesn't take his mask off at all.
Yeah.
But he's always giving me like a big hug.
Yeah.
And it's funny because on that Nacion show, he like said something about me, about some, what was it? It was something like something derogatory to you about me.
Yeah.
Something like I'm gonna take your girl or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
And the crowd reacted. I was reacting.
Yeah. And I was just like I was trying so hard not to laugh, but as soon as he said something to me, and the crowd reacted, I had the biggest smile on my face, and I had to hide it. Like, how dare you say that about me?
I'm trying to think of other fucking. Off the top of my head, I can't remember like exactly. But so that's it. That's the 3 questions that we had for today.
Okay, that's awesome.
A lot. Like, that's a lot of time there.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening in, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you could do us a big fucking favor, if you could comment, like, subscribe. Can you leave a review? Can you leave a question in the comments? Can you bloody leave a star rating if you're listening on Spotify, and help us grow this podcast?
Yep. And as always, thank you for listening.
Instagram, Travis_Banks13, Jessica Jackson Pro.
Jessie Jackson Pro.
Jessie Jackson Pro. But thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.